Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today we're heading out west to the rugged mountains and vast landscapes of Idaho to uncover one of the most intriguing and valuable coins from the United States Mint, the 2007 Idaho State Quarter. Now, when you think of quarters, you probably don't imagine them being worth much beyond their face value. But believe me, that's not the case with this particular coin. Idaho's 2007 State Quarter is an exceptional example of how even the most unassuming coins can hold incredible value, especially when they have unique features or rare characteristics. Let's take a step back and understand what makes this quarter so special. In 1999, the United States Mint launched the 50 State Quarters program, which honored each of the 50 states with its own unique design. The coins were released in the order that the states entered the Union, and each design reflected the state's history, culture, or natural landmarks. When it was Idaho's turn, in 2007, the coin featured an iconic image, a scenic landscape with a soaring peregrine falcon, the state bird of Idaho, set against a backdrop of the state's rugged mountains and beautiful rivers. At first glance, this quarter might seem like just another piece of currency, but there's more to it than meets the eye. The Idaho State Quarter has a few hidden secrets that can make it extraordinarily valuable to the right collector. Most of these coins were minted in large numbers and circulated widely, but it's the rare variations that set certain coins apart from the rest. Over time, collectors have discovered that there are specific features of the 2007 Idaho State Quarter that can make it worth far more than just a quarter. One of the main reasons this coin has become so desirable is its potential for errors or unique characteristics. Some of the coins were minted with small variations in design, or even mistakes during the striking process. These errors are highly sought after by collectors, and they can make a single quarter worth far more than anyone would expect. For example, one of the most interesting errors associated with the 2007 Idaho Quarter involves what's known as a dripped die. Essentially, this happens when extra metal from the die spills over during the minting process, creating an unusual pattern or mark on the coin. These die errors are incredibly rare, and when found, they can elevate the value of the coin to a level that's hard to imagine. There are also other instances of misprints, such as coins where the date, lettering, or other design elements didn't come out properly. These types of coins are prized by numismatists and error coin collectors, who are always on the lookout for coins that have flaws, but only because those flaws make them unique. So, what's the big question? How much is this coin worth? If you happen to have a 2007 Idaho State Quarter with one of these rare errors, or one that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth far more than just 25 cents. While most of these quarters circulate for face value, a single Idaho quarter in flawless condition or with an error has been known to fetch a mind-blowing sum. Are you ready for this? Hold on to your hats, because one of these rare Idaho quarters has been known to sell for as much as $51,000. That's right, $51,000 for a quarter. Just think about it, something so small, something you might pass over in your spare change, could hold the potential to transform your finances. Now, I know what you're thinking, how do you tell if your Idaho quarter is worth that kind of money? First off, it all comes down to condition. Coins that are uncirculated, meaning they've never been used in everyday transactions, are always going to have a higher value. The cleaner and more pristine the coin, the better. And if you're lucky enough to have one of the error coins I mentioned earlier, you're looking at a rare gem. The key to finding these valuable quarters is to keep an eye out for coins that have been properly preserved over time. If you've got an old collection of change stashed away in a drawer or jar, now might be the perfect time to take a closer look. You never know, you might have a treasure hiding in plain sight. For those who want to get serious about collecting, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, always make sure your coins are stored safely to prevent damage. Whether you use a coin holder, a protective sleeve, or even a coin album, keeping your coins in good condition is essential to preserving their value. As the years go by, the Idaho 2007 State Quarter will likely continue to increase in value, especially those with rare errors or flawless minting. So, if you've got one of these in your collection, or if you happen to stumble across one in your spare change, take the time to check its condition, and don't be afraid to get it appraised. It might just be worth more than you ever imagined. Top 2. We're diving into the world of the United States 2020 National Park Quarter, a coin that may look like just another quarter at first glance, but has the potential to be worth a whole lot more than its face value. When it comes to U.S. quarters, many of us think of them as mere change, floating around in our pockets or scattered in coin jars. But for coin collectors, there's often more than meets the eye when it comes to these small pieces of history. The 2020 National Park Quarter is one such coin that has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike, and for good reason. As part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 to 2021, each year featured a different national park or historic site, with a unique design for each state or territory. The goal was to celebrate the natural beauty and rich history of the United States, and the 2020 issue was no exception. The 2020 National Park Quarters featured 5 distinct designs, each highlighting a treasured site within the U.S. The coin we're focusing on today comes from the 5th and final release of the 2020 series, which honors the National Park of American Samoa. This quarter showcases a stunning image of a Samoan fruit bat, native to the American Samoa region, along with the natural beauty of the park. The design is a tribute to the extraordinary wildlife and the breathtaking landscape of this Pacific Island territory. But what makes this particular coin stand out among the others in the series? It's not just the design, which is undeniably beautiful, but rather its potential value, something that many coin enthusiasts may overlook. When these coins were first released, they were widely distributed and quickly became part of circulation, just like any other quarter. However, over time, collectors began to notice something important. The condition of these quarters varies greatly, and certain minting errors have made some of them extremely valuable. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins that have been well preserved, particularly those that are in uncirculated or near mint condition, are far more valuable than those that have been worn down or heavily circulated. The 2020 National Park Quarters are no exception. Coins that have been kept in pristine condition are highly sought after, especially when they feature rare characteristics. And here's where things get really interesting. Some of these 2020 National Park Quarters have been found with unique minting errors or design flaws that make them even more valuable. For example, there have been instances where the coins were struck with double dies, meaning the designs are slightly misaligned, creating a ghost image on the coin. These types of errors are incredibly rare and highly prized by collectors. Another thing that increases the value of these coins is their rarity in pristine condition. As with most coins, many of these 2020 quarters were used in daily transactions, meaning they were subject to wear and tear. Finding one that hasn't been worn down by time and circulation is quite the feat, which is why these uncirculated coins are so valuable. So, how much could one of these 2020 National Park Quarters actually be worth? Well, if you happen to find a 2020 American Samoa quarter in flawless condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Collectors are always willing to pay top dollar for coins that are in excellent condition or feature unique characteristics. And for those special error coins, the sky's the limit. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. Just how much could a single 2020 National Park Quarter be worth? The value can vary depending on the specific coin's condition and rarity, but some of these quarters have been known to sell for as much as $41,000. Yes, you heard that right, $41,000 for just one quarter. That's an incredible return on a coin that most people would never think twice about. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these valuable quarters? First, take a good look at the condition of the coin. If you've got a 2020 National Park Quarter that looks like it's never seen the light of day, no scratches, no discoloration, and no signs of wear, it could be worth a lot more than its face value. Next, keep an eye out for those rare minting errors. A double die or a die crack could dramatically increase the value of your coin. If you're lucky enough to find a coin that meets these criteria, you might want to get it appraised by a professional numismatist. They'll be able to help you determine its true value and even point out any other unique features you might have missed. In the world of coin collecting, finding a rare coin like the 2020 National Park quarter is a real treasure hunt, but with a little knowledge and a keen eye, you could uncover something truly valuable. So, if you've got a collection of quarters lying around, now's the time to dig through it and see if you have one of these rare beauties hiding in plain sight. Top 3, we're talking about a true gem from the United States Mint, the 1999 Delaware State Quarter. This seemingly ordinary quarter might just be sitting in your collection, and believe it or not, it could be worth a lot more than you think. Let's rewind for a second and look at the backstory of the Delaware Quarter. In 1999, the United States Mint began the 50 State Quarters program, a highly popular initiative that would run for over a decade. Each state was honored with its own unique design on the quarter, and the first state to be showcased was Delaware. The state was chosen not only for its historical significance as the first state to join the Union but also for its rich culture and iconic landmarks. The Delaware Quarter, released in 1999, features an image of the first state's famous symbol, the calf and the sword. The reverse side depicts the first state's coat of arms, complete with a pair of laborers holding a plow and a sail. The design represents the hard work and determination of Delaware's people and their key role in America's founding. At first glance, the coin looks like just another quarter, but there's a little secret hidden inside that has made it a standout piece for collectors. Now, here's where things get exciting. While most of the Delaware quarters were released in large numbers and circulated widely, not all of them are created equal. As with many coins, the condition and rarity of the piece play a massive role in determining its value. Most of the 1999 Delaware quarters you'll come across are probably in average condition or have been heavily circulated. But there's one that stands out from the crowd, and if you happen to have it, you could be sitting on a real treasure. Over the years, collectors have discovered that some of these Delaware quarters were struck with unique errors that make them incredibly valuable. One of the most famous errors involves what's known as the extra tree variety. Essentially, this occurs when a small die chip is present in the design, adding an extra tree to the image on the reverse side of the coin. This small but distinct flaw has turned the 1999 Delaware quarter into a highly sought-after item for error coin collectors. Even though this error is small, it makes the coin unique, and that's what drives up its value. Another thing that can dramatically increase the value of the Delaware quarter is its condition. Coins that have been well preserved, especially those that have never been used in circulation, are considered much more valuable than their worn counterparts. If you happen to find a 1999 Delaware quarter in flawless condition, meaning it has no scratches, discoloration, or signs of wear, you're holding something special. In fact, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that are in mint or uncirculated condition, and the Delaware quarter is no exception. So, now you're probably asking, how much is this little quarter worth? The answer might blow your mind. While most Delaware quarters are worth just 25 cents, a 1999 Delaware quarter with the extra tree error or one that is in perfect, uncirculated condition can fetch an impressive price on the market. And here's the real kicker: if you happen to find one of these rare coins in pristine condition or with that famous error, you could be looking at a coin worth as much as $71,000. Yes, you heard that right, $71,000 for a single quarter. That's an incredible amount of money for something most people would never give a second thought. But how do you know if you have one of these valuable quarters? It all comes down to a few key things. First, take a good look at the coin. Does it look like it's been used and abused, or does it look like it was just minted yesterday? A coin in uncirculated condition will have sharp details, no signs of wear, and a clean, shiny appearance. If your Delaware quarter has this type of condition, you're already off to a great start. Next, check the reverse side of the coin for that extra tree error. This can be a bit tricky to spot, but if you see an additional tree, small but noticeable, on the design, you may have found a rare error coin that could significantly increase the value of your quarter. If you find something that looks like it could be an error or a coin in perfect condition, it's always a good idea to have it appraised by a professional. A coin dealer or numismatist can give you an expert opinion on its value and confirm whether you found a rare and valuable treasure. In the world of coin collecting, the 1999 Delaware State Quarter has become a real standout. Whether it's the design, the historical significance, or the rare errors that can occur, this coin has a lot going for it. And with the potential to be worth up to $71,000, it's a coin that could change your financial future in an instant. Top 4, we're diving into a coin that's not just a piece of history, but potentially a major treasure hiding in your collection. If you're a fan of collecting US coins or just love finding out about their hidden value, this one is going to blow your mind. We're talking about the 2016 United States quarter featuring the iconic image of Franklin D. Roosevelt. But don't let the familiar design fool you. This coin might be worth a lot more than you think. The Roosevelt quarter was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, following his death in 1945. The design, which features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, has remained relatively unchanged for decades. But like many coins from the U.S. Mint, not every coin is created equal. In fact, there are certain variations that can make specific quarters far more valuable than others, even though they may look almost identical to your regular change. Let's focus on the 2016 version of the Roosevelt quarter. At first glance, it might appear like a standard quarter, with Roosevelt's image on the obverse and the traditional eagle design on the reverse. But the key to its value lies in a few small details, and if you're lucky enough to have the right one, it could be worth a small fortune. While most 2016 Roosevelt quarters were produced in huge quantities, a small number of these coins have been identified with rare minting errors or unique characteristics that make them stand out. One of the most sought-after variations comes from a mistake that occurred during the minting process. It involves a rare die clash, which can cause certain design features to appear in unexpected places on the coin. This type of error is often hard to spot unless you know exactly what you're looking for. A subtle misalignment of the design or an unexpected doubling of Roosevelt's image can turn a regular quarter into something much more valuable. Now, let's talk about the rarity factor. The 2016 Roosevelt quarter, in its usual form, is worth only 25 cents. But if you find one with these rare minting errors or if it happens to be in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, its value can skyrocket. Coins that have been carefully preserved, with no visible wear or damage, are highly prized among collectors. This is especially true when it comes to coins from recent years like the 2016 edition, which makes finding one in top-notch condition even more exciting. But here's where it gets really interesting. A 2016 Roosevelt quarter in excellent condition, especially one with the rare die clash error or another unique feature, has been known to fetch up to $43,000. Yes, you heard that right, $43,000 for a single quarter. That's a huge jump from its original face value. So, how do you know if you've got a hidden gem? First, check the coin for any signs of unusual minting errors, like doubled letters, distorted details, or misaligned images. Even small imperfections in the design can be worth thousands of dollars if they're part of a limited run of error coins. It's also important to look at the overall condition of the coin. Coins that have been carefully stored in protective cases or display holders are often worth significantly more than those that have been handled or circulated. The moral of the story is clear: don't overlook those coins in your collection, no matter how common they might seem. That everyday quarter could be the one that makes you a small fortune. And remember, the next time you're going through your change, keep an eye out for coins that might have a story to tell. You could be holding onto a rare treasure without even realizing it. Top 5, we're about to take a deep dive into a coin that has been making waves in the numismatic world, a coin that, on the surface, might seem just like any other quarter, but could be worth a small fortune. That's right, I'm talking about the 2002 Mississippi quarter, part of the famous 50-state quarters program, and it's got a story that might just blow your mind. As many of you know, the U.S. Mint issued the 50-state quarters from 1999 to 2008, with each state being honored by a unique design on the reverse side of the coin. For Mississippi, the quarter's design was chosen to feature the image of an eagle soaring above the Mississippi River, with the state's motto, the Magnolia State, and a magnolia flower prominently displayed. It was a beautiful tribute to Mississippi's natural beauty and rich cultural history. However, just because a coin was issued in large quantities doesn't mean they're all worth the same. In fact, certain coins, like the 2002 Mississippi quarter, have become highly sought after by collectors, and if you've got the right one in your collection, you could be holding on to something incredibly valuable. The Mississippi quarter, in general, doesn't command much more than face value when it's in typical, circulated condition. After all, it was minted in large quantities for general circulation. But that's where things get interesting. There are a few key factors that can dramatically increase its value. One of the most important elements to consider is the coin's condition. While many of these coins were used in everyday transactions, some have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition, coins that look as if they were just minted yesterday. These coins are highly coveted by collectors, especially those looking to complete their 50-state quarters collection with perfect specimens, but the real game changer here is something much rarer, a special minting error. That's right, certain 2002 Mississippi quarters have been found with unique and sometimes bizarre minting mistakes. For example, a small number of these quarters have been discovered with an unexpected double strike or a misalignment during the minting process. These errors create unusual features on the coin, which make them stand out from the rest and dramatically increase their value. And here's where things get really exciting. A rare 2002 Mississippi quarter, in perfect condition or featuring one of these minting errors, could potentially be worth an eye-popping $54,000. Yes, you heard that right, $54,000. That's a huge amount of money for a quarter that was originally worth just 25 cents. So, how can you tell if your 2002 Mississippi quarter is a valuable one? First, take a close look at the coin's condition. If it's still gleaming with no signs of wear or discoloration, you might be in luck. Second, examine the coin for any strange or irregular marks, maybe a doubled image, unusual lettering, or a double strike error. These little imperfections can turn a regular quarter into a coin that could make you rich. It's always a good idea to handle these coins with care. If you believe you've got one of these rare, error-struck quarters, it's worth having it professionally graded. A high-grade coin with a documented minting error can fetch much higher prices in the marketplace, especially if you find the right buyer who's actively hunting for it. So, what's the bottom line? The 2002 Mississippi quarter might seem like just another coin from the 50-state quarter series, but if you dig a little deeper, you could find that it's worth far more than you ever imagined. The next time you come across one in your change, make sure to inspect it closely. You could be looking at a small treasure in your pocket. Top 6. This video is one you definitely don't want to miss. We're talking about a coin that's not only packed with history but also has the potential to make you a small fortune. Today, we're diving into the 2002 Indiana State Quarter. Yes, that's right, the one that was part of the iconic 50-state quarters program. Now, you might be thinking, it's just another state quarter, and for most people, that's exactly what it is. But in the world of coin collecting, some coins hold way more value than meets the eye. The Indiana quarter was released in 2002 as part of the State series, and it features a beautiful design representing the state's rich heritage. The reverse side shows an image of an Indy race car, with the words, "Crossroads of America," inscribed to reflect Indiana's historical role as a transportation hub. It's a striking design, no doubt, and it captures the essence of Indiana perfectly. While the majority of these coins were produced in huge quantities and circulated in everyday transactions, a very small number of them have been found with unique characteristics that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. These special features could include minting errors, variations, or even coins that were simply struck in better than expected condition. Let's start with the most common scenario, the coin's condition. If you happen to find a 2002 Indiana quarter that has barely been touched, with no signs of wear or scratches, you've got a solid find. Coins in excellent, uncirculated condition are always more valuable because they have been preserved without any damage or degradation. While most Indiana quarters are worth, well, 25 cents, those in mint or near mint condition can command a higher price due to their rarity. But here's where it gets exciting. Some 2002 Indiana quarters have been discovered with rare minting errors that significantly boost their value. Imagine finding a coin where part of the design is missing, or maybe the image of the race car is doubled due to a misalignment in the minting process. These kinds of mistakes can make an otherwise ordinary coin worth a lot more, as collectors hunt for error coins to add to their collections. Errors like these are incredibly rare, and when found, they can turn a regular quarter into a highly sought-after collector's item. Now, here's the big reveal. A 2002 Indiana quarter that is in pristine condition, or even better, one that has a rare minting error, could be worth a jaw-dropping $57,000. Yes, you heard me right, $57,000 for a single quarter. It's hard to believe, but that's the value of a coin that many people pass by every day without a second glance. The Indiana quarter, when it's in perfect condition or features one of these rare errors, can fetch an unbelievable price at auction or through private sales. So, how do you know if you found one of these valuable coins? First, examine the condition of the coin. If it looks as though it just came out of the mint, it's worth taking a closer look. If there are any oddities in the design, like a double strike or missing elements, those could be minting errors that could make the coin worth thousands. Make sure to handle it carefully and consider getting it professionally graded, because the value of a coin can increase dramatically once it's authenticated and graded by an expert. What's incredible about the 2002 Indiana quarter is that it's one of those coins that you wouldn't normally expect to have such a high value, but because of its rarity and the possibility of minting errors, it's quickly become a hot item in the coin collecting world. So, next time you're flipping through your spare change or going through a roll of coins, take a second look at those Indiana quarters. You could be holding onto something that could change your life. Imagine finding a quarter worth $57,000, now that's what I call a hidden treasure. Top 7, we're going to take a closer look at a coin that might just be hiding in your collection, and it could be worth a fortune. Yes, we're talking about the 2007 Montana State Quarter, a coin that might look like a simple piece of currency at first, but could actually turn out to be a rare and valuable treasure. The Montana Quarter was released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. Each state got its own quarter, featuring designs that represented something iconic about that state. For Montana, the design was meant to showcase its natural beauty and rugged landscape. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a bison, a powerful symbol of Montana's vast open plains and rich wildlife. Above the bison, there's a majestic image of the Rocky Mountains in the background, capturing the essence of what makes Montana so unique. For most people, a 2007 Montana quarter is just another coin, worth exactly 25 cents. But here's the thing, some of these coins have become highly sought after, especially by collectors who specialize in state quarters. While the vast majority of Montana quarters were produced in large numbers and circulated widely, there are a few specific characteristics that make certain ones incredibly valuable. The first thing to understand is that the value of a coin is largely dependent on its condition. Most of the Montana quarters you'll find in your change are going to have some signs of wear and tear, as they've been used in daily transactions for years. However, if you come across one that looks almost brand new, one that's free from scratches, dings, or discoloration, it's worth taking a closer look. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are much more valuable because they're harder to find, especially when it comes to coins that have been around for a while. But here's where it gets really exciting. Certain 2007 Montana quarters have been discovered with minting errors that make them even more valuable. Imagine finding a quarter with a double strike, where the design is printed twice in slightly misaligned positions. Or perhaps you find a coin that has an unusual defect, like a part of the bison image being off-center or missing altogether. These kinds of errors happen rarely during the minting process, and they turn an ordinary coin into a highly collectible item. In the world of coin collecting, error coins are incredibly desirable because they are unique and one-of-a-kind. If you're lucky enough to have a Montana quarter that features a rare error or is in perfect, uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on something worth much more than 25 cents. And I'm not just talking about a few extra dollars. This coin could be worth an astounding $50,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $50,000 for a single quarter. That's how much a rare, high-quality Montana quarter can fetch at auction or from collectors who are looking for a piece of history that's both beautiful and unique. So, how can you tell if you found a hidden gem in your collection? First, check the condition of the coin. If it looks like it was just minted, with no visible wear and tear, that's a good sign. Then, take a closer look at the design. Are there any strange features? Is the bison misaligned or doubled? Or perhaps there's something off about the background mountains? If you spot any unusual characteristics, it could be a minting error that adds significant value to the coin. Once you've identified a potential rare coin, it's always a good idea to get it professionally graded. A coin in mint condition or with a known minting error will usually increase in value if it's graded by a professional and certified as authentic. So, don't just assume it's a standard quarter. If you think it might be rare, it's worth investing in a professional opinion. The beauty of coin collecting is that you never know what treasures are hidden in your collection. That simple 2007 Montana quarter might just turn out to be worth a lot more than you thought. So, next time you're going through your spare change or sorting through some rolls of quarters, keep an eye out for this rare coin. You could be holding onto a $50,000 treasure and not even know it. Top 8. We're focusing on one of the most exciting finds in the world of U.S. quarters, the 2000 Maryland State Quarter. You might think it's just another coin from the 50 State Quarters program, but trust me, this little piece of history could be worth a lot more than you'd expect. Stick with me, and you'll find out just how much this Maryland quarter could be worth today. Released in the year 2000, the Maryland quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which honored each state with its own unique design. For Maryland, the coin's reverse features a beautiful image of a tall sailing ship, the skipjack, gliding through the waters of the Chesapeake Bay, with a dove flying overhead. This design symbolizes Maryland's maritime heritage and its important role in the country's history. The word Chesapeake is boldly displayed on the coin, reminding us of the rich history tied to this important waterway. Now, while most 2000 Maryland quarters were produced in large quantities and circulated widely, there's one thing that many people don't realize: certain coins from this series are actually worth way more than their face value of 25 cents. That's right. There are rare versions of the Maryland quarter that can fetch a jaw-dropping price, especially if they've got some unique features. You might be wondering, what makes a 2000 Maryland quarter special? Well, the key is in its condition and any potential minting errors. Just like with any coin, the better the condition, the more valuable it is. A quarter that's been sitting in your pocket for years or bouncing around in your coin jar will show signs of wear, but one that's been preserved in pristine condition can be a goldmine for collectors. Coins that have been untouched by the wear and tear of circulation are highly sought after. The rarity of uncirculated coins, especially those that have survived for decades without any visible damage, makes them especially valuable. But that's not all. The real jackpot comes when the coin features a minting error, which can be surprisingly common, even with newer coins. For the 2000 Maryland quarter, some coins have been found with striking errors, such as doubling in the design, where the image appears twice in a slightly misaligned position. Others have been struck with unusual defects or even the wrong type of metal. These minting errors make the coin unique and highly desirable for collectors who are always on the lookout for something rare and different. So, how much could a 2000 Maryland quarter be worth if it's in perfect condition or has a rare error? You might be surprised to learn that some of these coins have been known to sell for an unbelievable $60,000. That's right, $60,000 for a single quarter. It's a mind-blowing figure, but that's the price you could get if your 2000 Maryland quarter is in exceptional condition or has a rare error. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I've found one of these valuable quarters? Well, it's all about paying close attention to the coin. Start by checking the condition. If your Maryland quarter looks almost brand new, with no visible scratches, dents, or discoloration, it could be worth significantly more than face value. Then, examine the design carefully. Are there any signs of doubling in the image of the ship, the dove, or the lettering? Perhaps you notice something off-center or an unusual feature. If so, you could be holding a rare error coin that could dramatically increase in value. If you think you might have a coin worth something special, don't just keep it in your drawer. It's always a good idea to have the coin professionally graded and authenticated by a reputable service. A graded coin can fetch much higher prices because it's been verified for its condition and authenticity. Plus, a professional grade can help you understand just how rare and valuable your coin truly is. The great thing about coin collecting is that sometimes, the coins you least expect to be worth a lot can turn out to be treasures. So, the next time you're looking through your change, take a moment to inspect any 2000 Maryland quarters you might find. You never know if you've got one of the rare, error-struck versions that could be worth thousands, perhaps even $60,000. Top 9. We have a truly exciting coin to talk about, one that you might just find sitting in your change jar or in a roll of quarters you have lying around. I'm talking about the 2004 Florida State Quarter, which might seem like a simple, run-of-the-mill coin, but let me tell you, it's actually a hidden gem with the potential to be worth a small fortune. As many of you know, the 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, released a unique quarter for each state, and Florida's quarter was no exception. The reverse of the coin features a beautiful and iconic image of a Spanish galleon sailing across the waves, representing Florida's rich history in exploration and maritime heritage. Above the galleon, you'll find a gorgeous image of the sun shining down over the ocean, highlighting the sunny, tropical allure that Florida is known for. The quarter also displays the words Sunshine State, which perfectly captures the essence of Florida. For most people, a 2004 Florida quarter is just another part of the state quarter collection or something you come across in your daily change. But here's where things get interesting. Even though the coin was released in large numbers, certain versions have become highly sought after by collectors, and some of them could be worth way more than you'd ever imagine. The value of any coin depends largely on two things: its condition and its rarity. Most of the 2004 Florida quarters you'll find have been circulated and show signs of wear and tear, scratches, discoloration, or general aging from years of use. However, if you manage to find one that looks as though it just came out of the mint, perfectly shiny with no visible damage, you might be holding onto a coin that's worth much more than face value. But that's not all. Some 2004 Florida quarters have been discovered with incredibly rare minting errors, and it's these errors that can send the coin's value soaring. Minting errors are small mistakes that occur during the production of coins, like misaligned designs, doubled strikes, or even missing features. These errors make the coin one of a kind and are highly prized by collectors. In fact, a rare minting error on the Florida quarter can increase its value by thousands of dollars. For example, imagine you find a 2004 Florida quarter that has a misaligned strike. Maybe the image of the galleon appears off-center or there's a strange doubling effect in the text. These kinds of errors happen during the minting process when the die is struck in the wrong position, creating an anomaly on the coin that makes it different from all the others. If you happen to find one with a minting error like this, you could be sitting on a very valuable coin. Now, here's the jaw-dropping part. A 2004 Florida quarter with a rare error or in pristine, uncirculated condition could be worth an incredible $56,000. Yes, you heard that right, $56,000 for a single quarter. It's unbelievable, but it's true. These rare error coins have captured the attention of collectors worldwide, and the value can skyrocket depending on how rare and well-preserved the coin is. So, how can you tell if your 2004 Florida quarter is one of these valuable coins? First, take a close look at its condition. If it looks brand new, with no signs of circulation wear, that's a good start. Next, examine the coin's design carefully. Are there any unusual features or errors in the galleon, the sun, or the text? Maybe the ship is doubled or slightly misaligned? Or perhaps the design looks faded or incomplete? These small details can turn an ordinary quarter into a rare and valuable collector's item. If you think you might have a rare 2004 Florida quarter, the next step is to have it professionally graded. A professional grading service will assess the condition of your coin and certify whether it has any rare features or errors. A certified coin, especially one with an error, can fetch much higher prices than an ungraded one. The 2004 Florida quarter is a perfect example of how seemingly ordinary coins can hold extraordinary value. So, the next time you're sorting through your change, take a closer look at any Florida quarters you come across. It could be the one that makes you a small fortune. Top 10 and last coin. We're talking about a coin that might be sitting in your collection right now, and you wouldn't even know how valuable it is. The coin we're spotlighting today is the 2010 Hot Springs Quarter, part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. You might think it's just another state quarter, but trust me, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Released in 2010, the Hot Springs Quarter is the first coin in the America the Beautiful series, which celebrated national parks and historic sites across the U.S. The design on the reverse of this quarter features the beautiful and iconic image of the Hot Springs National Park in Arkansas. The quarter shows the park's distinctive bathhouses and flowing hot springs, capturing the essence of this historic location. The hot springs have been a natural wonder and a cultural landmark for centuries, attracting visitors from around the world to bathe in their healing waters. This coin represents a rich piece of American history, making it not just a collector's item, but a symbol of preservation and heritage. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a quarter, how much could it possibly be worth? And that's where things get really interesting. While most 2010 Hot Springs quarters were produced in large numbers and circulated widely, there are certain versions of this coin that are worth a lot more than the 25 cents stamped on it. The key to understanding its value is recognizing the rare characteristics that can make a particular coin stand out from the rest. The value of a coin often comes down to its condition, and the Hot Springs Quarter is no exception. If you happen to find one that's in mint condition, free from scratches, dings, or any other signs of wear, you could be looking at a much more valuable piece than just a regular quarter. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are always more sought after by collectors because they are rare and hard to come by. The older a coin gets, the harder it is to find one that's been perfectly preserved. And as you might expect, uncirculated coins fetch much higher prices on the market, but what really sets some 2010 Hot Springs quarters apart is the possibility of minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes that occur during the production of the coin, and when they happen, they can make an otherwise ordinary coin worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. For example, you might find a Hot Springs quarter with a design that's misaligned or one that has a doubled image due to a double strike during the minting process. These minting errors are rare and make the coin unique, which is exactly what collectors are looking for. Some of these errors can be incredibly subtle, so it's important to examine the coin carefully. Look for any abnormalities in the design, such as a blurry image, parts of the design that seem to repeat, or areas that are missing entirely. Even small mistakes like this can make a coin much more valuable, and if you happen to find one with a noticeable minting error, you could be holding onto something special. Now, here's where it gets exciting. A 2010 Hot Springs quarter in uncirculated condition or one with a rare minting error could be worth an unbelievable $46,000. Yes, you heard that right, $46,000 for a single quarter. That's the potential value of this coin if it's in perfect condition or has an error that makes it stand out from the rest. Imagine finding a quarter worth that much. It could completely change your perspective on coin collecting. So, how do you know if your 2010 Hot Springs quarter is one of the rare, valuable ones? First, check the condition of the coin. If it looks like it just came from the mint, you might have a keeper. Next, carefully inspect the design for any minting errors. If you spot something unusual, whether it's a misaligned design or doubled text, hold on to that coin, because it could be worth a lot more than you think. If you're unsure about the value or authenticity of your coin, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Grading services will assess the condition and authenticity of the coin, and they'll let you know whether it has any valuable errors or unique characteristics. A professionally graded coin can be worth much more on the market, especially if it's a rare find. the 2010 Hot Springs quarter is one of those coins that doesn't seem special at first, but once you start looking closer, you'll realize just how valuable it can be. Whether you find one in perfect condition or stumble upon one with a rare minting error, this coin could be worth a small fortune. So, take a good look at your 2010 Hot Springs quarters. They might be worth a lot more than you think. Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an exciting coin discovery. Keep searching through your change and coin rolls. You never know, your next big find could be worth $46,000. Happy collecting, and I'll see you in the next video.